muted. That's why she was calling me. I'm muted. And I see 49 comments telling me that I'm muted. Yeah, great. Thank you, love. I saw her calling. I'm like, I saw her name. Why is she calling me? No sound whatsoever. Thank you, Huns. Thank you. Well, at least y'all told me this time, because last time when the video was messed up, you guys said absolutely nothing to me. So yeah. Well, I try. So the chat, like, this is a whole system. So you guys have to realize that this is the reason why I want an assistant and someone who's going to be on when it comes to like all this, because it's a trying to switch between cameras, trying to put the banners up, and then when I put the banner up, I'm not on like the chat section. Then sometimes the chat section can be distracting, because then I have it set in my mind what I want to say. Then I'll see certain things pop up. So yeah, it does get kind of it's a lot going on. So she says, I'm on sound check duty. Thank you. So yeah, and I'm like, everyone, this time everyone was saying, can't hear me, can't hear me. So that was all of what, a good 5-10 minutes. So now I'm gonna have to go back in and edit all of that out. Just so that's not just sitting on the video and it's just straight silent. So I have to go back in and edit all of that out. I normally don't look at the chats until I'm ready to say good morning to people and all that kind of good jazz. But let's go back to what I was saying. All right. So, hello and welcome to Live Chat with Shakia the Professor. I am the professor of SILAHOLICS Anonymous and the product line, Honestly Speaking. We sell Sublimation ink, Sublimation paper, pigment ink, chip resetters. We have HS Ink Digital on the site where we sell digital files. Yeah, that's to our classes and all of that good jazz. And now I'm trying to think if I even want to say everything that I was saying before. But my platform is centered around helping creatives. You know, most people say crafters, but when what you do, and a lot of people are turning their passion into profit. So it's more than just crafting. And, you know, the word that I like to try and use is just creatives. That's even the name of one of my programs. It's the Creative Business Program. So I do my part to be able to help others, because, you know, even with this, all these growing pains of having a full on production, maybe, you know, my mistakes in always forgetting to unmute, because today, okay, disclaimer, it's a teacher planning day. I have all three. I still call, even though my niece is my niece, still say my children. And because they were here, Zion Imani definitely was not going to be willing to go to school. And it's like, wait, my brother and my cousin is here. So I have a house full of children. It was muted because somebody was at my door screaming, and that's what I forgot. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be the greatest and the perfect production for those who don't like children and think that it's unprofessional for me to mute and have my children at the door. I'm going to tell you right now, you might as well go ahead and turn off, because today is going to be one of those days where it's not going to be this, you know, perfect video, because at any point when they mess with Zion Imani and they do something he don't like, oh, he gonna run to my door, Ma, Ma, and you're gonna hear baby screaming. So however many lives I do today, if you don't want to hear that, I suggest you stay away from my channels and my live videos, because all three of these kids are here. Kristen and MJ, they fight like brother and sister. They fight like cats and dogs. You tell them to separate, they get mad at me for telling them to separate. Like, y'all need a break from each other. Y'all can't stop fussing. So just a disclaimer. Today will be a children-filled sound day. Okay? Just let you know. As someone with no kids, I volunteer for sound check on these no school days. I got you. Thank you. She says, we couldn't hear you, but we sure was not leaving. Thank you. Thank you. She was like, thanks. We ain't going nowhere. I love y'all. She says, that's right, mommy. That's part of mommy life. Hello. Love it. It's real. But anywho, I'm even going to go through the whole spiel. Let's just jump into this. I do these live Q&As to help others like in real time. Sometimes you may not know what keywords to search to find the answer, or does your question even make sense? If so many people's like, oh, this may be a dumb question or this may be a crazy. For me, it's not, because we all process our thoughts. There are sometimes people ask something and thinking about it. Then once they kind of tell me more, I'm like, oh, you're looking for it, ... And I do my best to explain it and help. So never, whenever you are on my platforms, whether it's under Honestly Speaking, SILAHOLICS Anonymous, Shakia the Professor, if we change the name, Creataholics, it doesn't matter what it is, any platform that my name is attached to, never come in feeling like your question is a dumb question, a silly question. It doesn't even matter if I've done a video. Now, if it's something where I've answered it in this particular live, I try not to go back and repeat. I used to do that before and it made it unnecessarily long. You'll just have to support and come back and rewatch the video for your answer. But even if I answered it, I could have answered the question yesterday. If you ask it today because you forgot yesterday, you're like 51st dates. You don't remember what happened yesterday. So I need to tell you again today. I'm going to answer it like we on our first date 50 times. So don't ever hesitate to post any questions here. If I can provide any help, if I can answer it for you, I'm going to do that. Right now, this is one where I am on both platforms, Honestly Speaking and SILAHOLICS Anonymous. So you can ask pretty much any question. And when it's Honestly Speaking, it can be a craft or creative question. It can be a question about business. It can be a question about printers. It can be a question pretty much about anything. Whenever you see the purple on there, it's nothing but silhouette. Nothing but silhouette. All right. So with that being said, I thank everyone for joining me today. I didn't get a chance to go through all of the good mornings. We're already 13 minutes in, so I don't want it to be a bunch of dead space, and we're here for forever and a day. So I do have a request for you guys, though. You love it. Y'all aren't going anywhere. Make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you guys are sharing our content. Share our channels. Let someone know that this is where you want to be. This is where the answers are. You really want people say, oh, they want class. This is the thing that I don't understand. So wait, before I go and I answer questions, right? This is something that has bugged me, like for real, right? So people will ask, is there anyone that does classes and stuff? I see this all the time. People asking, is there anyone that teach class on this? Can someone show me how to do X, Y, and Z, right? Right? But when you have content creators like myself, and there are some others that will go, mistakes and all, show you step by step, by step, by every single step, and teach you along the way. You go and say, I don't want that video. That's too long. Like, that video too long. I got to go through all that. I got to watch a 2-hour video. If you go to a class for something, do you think that class is going to magically happen in 20, 30 minutes, like videos that are edited down, sped up? It behooves me, like, why people think that when they say, oh, I want someone to teach me. I want to learn. Anyone teaching classes on this. Do you think these classes are going to be like 15, 20 minutes? And you're sitting in the class and someone's teaching. It's the showing of it, but it's also the explanation of why. And that's one of the main things. Like, that was our platform for this year. Our mission and our goal this year as a company was to teach people the why, not just the how. Because anyone can go and just show you, hey, I'm working on a shirt order. This is what I do. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to weed it. I'm going to press it. Hey, we magically have a shirt. But there's so much more that went to get to that final process. And if you don't see it, or you bypass the videos, like, oh my God, she says she's showing how to do shirts, but it's 2 hours. I just watched somebody else's video. It was 30 minutes. Well, in those 2 hours, I've answered questions, probably some of the same questions you have had. But you bypass mine because you feel like it's too long. But I give y'all a whole class in some of these videos. A whole class. So, though, They might be longer. Y'all know it's great information. So why not share it with others? I see these questions in groups all the time. And being the person who I am, I'm always trying to like answer. I'm like, I got a video for this. You can't just go. I'll sit here and I will, if I see a question and like this, I have a spirit of discernment. And if God tells me, go ahead and do that video, I'll get on. Video that I've done, I can probably make money off of the video I already have, but I'll still come on and I will show somebody how to do something in a heartbeat. So with someone putting in that much and giving of that much, y'all can go and help your girl out. Show your love, show your support, and share. That's all I ask. If you never buy a product from us, you never take a class, what you can do is spread digital currency and you can like the video, share the video, comment on the video. Come back, it's like, okay, came back just to check it out. That's all it takes for a creator like myself, where being a content creator was my first business. This came after pandemic, did some things, but I'm a content creator first. And that's where I really, really appreciate you guys' support. So if you guys can do me that, I would really appreciate it. All right, so let's see. Someone said, I remember my question, and she wrote it on here. So let me go back. I love the fact she was like, before I do anything else, look, I remembered my question. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in right now. Do you have to download one font at a time from the design bundles package? You have to remember that each bundle on there is from a different designer, a different company. Everybody's going to do theirs different. There are bundles that I have purchased that will have like individual folders for each font. And with having all of those fonts, like if it's a font family, you may not want one or like another of the font. Then they have the OTF, open type font, and they'll have the true type font on there as well. So you choose which one you want. Nowadays, everyone can do open type font if it's available. Nowadays, they're pretty much the same. Then there are some where they have what's called a quick install. Some bundles have quick installs, and it will have all of the fonts in just one list. And you can click on the top one, hold down Shift, and click on the last one. It's going to highlight them all. Right click, install. You can literally install them all at one point, at one time. If that person who ever put that file together did not offer a quick install file, you're going to have to open up each individual one and install it. So it all depends on how it's set up. All right, now I got to go through the we can't hear you, and get back to the questions. Let's see. Y'all were on it today. It's a lot of comments here telling me y'all couldn't hear me. All right, okay, there we go. Now we're on them. Do I need a license to put high school mascot on a t-shirt, hats, on an online store? This is a very, 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 very gray area, because a lot of schools don't even have the rights to the mascots that they use. Now, if it's like a private school, most times you're going to have to, because a lot of the private schools probably went through the process of having a specific mascot, a specific logo, and things like that. But a lot of the schools, they're using images. My school, I went to Barber Government High School. Our gator at one point was the same gator, or very similar to, and then eventually it changed. We have now I think it looks a little bit different. And now, yeah. So now it's totally different. The way the gator is totally different. But we basically had the gator from Florida Gators. That wasn't ours, like they're just kind of using. So I don't know if they got in trouble. we had both schools. So our colors were the colors of are the colors of FSU, and our mascot was the gator. So it was for it was for Florida, University of Florida. There is a school here. Actually, I think Miramar might have a different one, but American has a different one. Miramar has basically the same one. Like they're both called the, and if I'm not mistaken, theirs looks just like New England Patriots. There are so many schools that don't have like their own, like they're kind of in violation because they're using the mascot of a NFL team or a college team and things like that. So that's a very, very great area. And it's not so much the school, even though it has a different name. If you're using, if they're using a mascot that also belongs to a college or NFL team, that NFL team could, potentially come after you as well. So it's a really great area when it comes to public schools. Now, as far as using their name, some of them have regulations and stuff, but most of them really don't, unless like you're selling, like when you're going through like a official school capacity, that's a little bit different, but they know that that's how a lot of organizations make money. I was because I still don't know where we're at now, the president of PTA. Our PTA is kind of like, but a lot of schools have booster clubs, and that's how they're going to make money. They're going to sell shirts and sell different items that have the school names on it. I know before there was someone that would sell bumper stickers. Most times the schools, if you're going to sell and you're going to market to the school as a whole, and it's something that represents the school, they're going to want a kickback. That's why most of those things are coordinated through like booster clubs and PTA, because if you're going to make money off our school, like we need some of that also to help with our programs. So if you're going to do that, it is good to give back the same way with like, breast cancer. People say they want to do all this breast cancer stuff. They want to use Susan B and all that stuff, but it's like, you have to give it back. A lot of people like to use that name, but they don't actually plan to give back any money. So just consider that if you're going to do a lot of stuff and you're going to offer it on your site, like you're literally going to put this when we have product for this school, at least try and give back to the school if it's not just open. Like I do a lot of custom stuff. I have stuff from graduation season. It's 1,000 different schools, people from a bunch of different schools coming for me to purchase things. When I have it and I'm just advertising, I normally just advertise that, hey, we do custom fans and we do yard signs and stuff, and not for one particular school. But if it's when we one school, consider giving back to the school. Come on. Seriously? Oh man, hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. Now this is one y'all probably can say I'm unprofessional. Man. Okay, y'all, hold on one second. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. My birthday tomorrow. Oh no, she finished. Okay, good. It was somebody sent me a message. It's a really dope creator. She was inspiration for me for like certain setups. Like I don't have a full wall, but she has this wall that has like all these tumblers. INKCREDIBLE on TikTok, and I ended up sending her some stuff, and then somebody told me that she was about to sub. I think she's going to use like our products and stuff. So I sent to her. I just think I told her, I think she's a really dope like TikToker. And she was on, someone told me she was on, but she just ended the live anyway. So I was like, oh man, I wanted to go on and see and support. I like her lives. And she does this other thing that I think is so freaking dope. She will make like a bunch of tumblers. And so she has kind of like this auction. I think that's like such an innovative idea to kind of just get your name out there. So she'll do the live, but she's making all these tumblers for that night. And then I don't forget how it's done, if it's through her website but she basically does this auction of like whatever tumbler she made for that day. She just shows it. Hey, these are the ones we have available. who wants this, and she does it. And I think it's so dope. I love watching her lives, and I thought she was live now. And I'm like, oh, dang it. And I missed it because I'm like, I'm not even supposed to be live right now. I was starting at 9 o'clock. Sorry about that. Oh, you had another question too. I see a lot of people selling Disney shirts on Etsy. Are we allowed to do that? Technically, no. Anything that is trademarked and licensed, you technically are not allowed to sell it. A lot of people always say, oh, you can make it for yourself. Technically, you are not legally able to reproduce, recreate, or distribute licensed products. And I know y'all hear that on NFL and all of that kind of stuff all the time, even just their broadcast. When people go, and if you ever watch, like, people do reaction videos, some people are like, well, dang, let it play. Like, why you? They have to stop it. They have to break it up because they can't show that video in its entirety because there is a video online that will show it in its entirety. So they have to do that in a certain way. If not, they're going to end up coming after you for infringement. I did a video and all I wrote on it was ride along because I was going, I was going to like Michael's and stuff like that. And it was just Joann's, and I just put ride along. That was it. I got hit with a licensing infringement because my title was just ride along. Anything that is copywritten, trademarked, it's licensed, it's whatever, you're not able to use it. You're technically not even supposed to make it yourself, or you're taking that Disney character and you are tracing it and you're going to make yourself some shirts for your family to go on a trip. That is still illegal too, whether you are selling it or not. Everyone thinks that it's just if you are selling it, it becomes illegal. No, if you are selling it and you are putting it on an online site and it is visible and it is evidence that you are selling, it is easier for you to get caught doing it and easier for them to prove that you have done it. But if you make it for yourself, you're not necessarily advertising that. You can make a shirt and you can wear it, but there's not like, make a shirt and hey, y'all took a picture, you post your picture. There's nothing saying that you made money off of that. They aren't going to question you as far as like really how you got it. We went into Disney and hell from the people there, like they're just like the workers are regular people. People say, oh, you can't go in there. They're going to do this. There are they probably some days, but most of the people walking around don't give a darn. They're getting a paycheck from Walt Disney. They're not making millions off of Walt Disney. So if you walk in there with the shirt, it was so many people that admired our shirts, especially our one for Animal Kingdom, because of how we like made it, whatever. Like those people loved it. They wanted to take pictures and stuff. They're not checking for you. But now there are going to be people who are going to report you. When you put it on your site and you show that you're selling it, there are people who find that it is their job. They're not getting paid not $1, not one, to go and report you and report your page because they feel like because you are selling licensed items, they're doing it the honest way. And you're taking money from us. You're hurting us. Baby, what I'm doing over here don't have nothing to do with you. And then there are companies that have people and they're looking like they have systems in place where it's picking up on keywords. So when you are posting it to these sites and you're indicating that you are selling them, you're going to get hit. Etsy don't give a darn what you sell on their site. Etsy, you would think like if it was an issue, Etsy would make it to where you can't. If all these companies, Tiffany and the people for LOL and Disney and all these places, if they would get on Etsy, it'll probably not be as many on there. But Etsy don't care because guess what? They still making money. But the minute someone goes and says, hey, this is our product, it's like, okay, cool. I'm not going to risk my site. If you are going to bring it to our attention, your shop will get shut down and you have to remove these products. But Etsy doesn't care. It's about business. They're in the business to make money as well. That's on you to know the rules and stuff like that because the Etsy themselves are not selling it. They're just providing a marketplace. So you're going to see a whole bunch of people selling shirts, selling files, all sorts of things. I myself have purchased a few files of PNGs and stuff because I do custom party stuff and you can get all this custom stuff for parties and they have done the work. to go ahead and scour the internet and find all of these lovely PNGs and JPEGs and put them in one nice little bundle for me. That saves me time. So I have purchased a few. About to make me some cocoa melon stuff for a party on the 20th. Surely am, because I can't buy this custom stuff. I can't go and buy a centerpiece. I can't go and buy a cocoa melon shirt with my niece's, well, my cousin's name on it. So you have to choose your battles when it comes to this. Legally, even when you make it for personal use, you're not supposed to. So it's to each their own, to do as they feel they need to do. You understand the repercussions. If you're willing to take that risk for and to promote it, that's on you. I just wish that people would stop unnecessarily reporting people's pages like it's affecting their pockets directly. That's the only thing I don't like. Let's see. Thank you. Okay, so that saw that one. That was the same one. She said just confused. Yes, our school is FSU colors and the Gators mascot. That's how we felt too, walking in and like, wait a minute. What the world? Y'all really love these Florida schools. But the thing is, like, they went to all the, and maybe that was very smart on their part. Maybe they thought they would never be on the radar to where it was the schools up north, because we're way down here in South Florida. We got FIU down here. So we got the Panthers. We got FAU, it's Owls. We got Florida Memorial, which is the Lions. You got University of Miami. You got Barry down here. It's a lot of schools that you probably could have combined some stuff from the schools here. No, they chose the two schools way up yonder. See, there you go. Yes, my love. Okay. 1 second. All right. When making a design in Silhouette, is it automatically a vector? No, it is not. In order for something to be a vector, you have, if it's a PNG, if you brought in a PNG file, it is going to have, I'm going to show you what it looks like when that happens. All right. So, let's go to, Lord Jesus, I have way too much stuff on here. Ooh, I wonder, nah, it's somebody's school. We just went through this in, all right, okay, hold on. Let me see, I gotta find the original. Dang it. I gotta find the original one. Hold on. All right. Put this over here. And let me go share screen 2, share. All right. Oh, wait. I like this new little feature. Bam. All right. So there is, I think this is the one that's the original. Okay, actually, well, both of them are. With this one, even this one, well, you can tell that one. You really wouldn't be able to tell that it was like which one was vector and which one was a regular PNG image. If I put these side by side, oh no, I know that is because it moved. So I'm going to grab this one. And actually, you probably could tell because that one it has a little bit of a blur to it. But you have this, and when it comes in and you double click this, you see the 4 points. That lets you know it's just a bitmap or a JPEG or a PNG. So those PNGs and JPEGs are what you call like bitmap images. Like they're made up of pixels. They don't have a path to follow. A vector means there is a defined path. So with this one, if I were to put a line color on it, this is always, you can tell if something's a vector. You put a line color on it, or you simply fill it with color. The whole box will fill. So it's not automatic. Now, there is what's called a Png trace in version 4.4. I don't use that one. So with this, by it being a PNG, anywhere where it was transparent, it would automatically trace that out. But it's doing a trace. It's doing an auto trace. Well, when you don't have that version, you have to do that trace yourself to be able to select a certain area. If you fill it with color, the entire thing changes. Once it's a vector, you can change individual elements. I can go in here and make each one of these letters a different color, but you have to trace it. All PNGs and JPEGs must be traced and or recreated in order for it to be a vector image. We also had, do I still have it open here? We were going through a lot during this class. I don't know because I have to send it to her. I don't know if it's still open. I think oh no, it's this one right here. So sometimes you would trace it like a regular trace, and then there are going to be some times where you have to recreate it. So we took this file in class and we went through all the steps, whether it's with the draw polygon or using shapes. Like this little part, we use it, the rounded rectangle. We filled in text. Text, when you type it out, it is vectorized already. So we went and basically recreated this because the way it is, you're not able to kind of like, we're not able to just trace that because it was in the whole class. We went through that. I showed them why you can't trace it. All the pixelation, it actually caused my computer to shut down. But when it comes to this, you recreate it. This is now a vector file where there are, I'm gonna make it a compound path. If I double click, I have edit points. I'm able to change just the color of that element. So that's the difference in being like a vector and a bitmap file, which is like JPEG or PNG. And then the other thing, like I just had this one. So sometimes, depending on how something was designed and in which program it was designed, when someone saves it as a PDF is kind of like a vector. Like it'll hold it in its correct size. And if it was made in a vector program, it's going to leave it there because in most of those programs, there are no pixels. Illustrator, Affinity Designer, Corel Draw, they do not have pixels. So anything that you design in there it has a potential to basically be a vector. Like it's going to have a path. Only sites like Photoshop, Affinity Photo, if you do something like in a app like Procreate, Pixar, they have pixels. So when you save it, that like when you go like the only formats for you to really save it in is going to be something where it's going to account for those pixels. Now, if you save it in Illustrator as a JPEG or PNG, you're now making that a bitmap, a pixelated image. But if you save it as an SVG, a PDF, things like that, it stays as a vector. Someone sent me, she was like, hey, can someone make this an SVG? Well, when she sent it to me, it was a PDF file. A PDF file, especially because I could tell this was a real graphic designer and they designed it. So once they saved it as a PDF, that was already ready to cut. It's just that as a PDF, if she was using Cricut Design Space, it's not going to read a PDF. Silhouette Studio, if you have Designer Edition, Designer Plus, or Business, you can open up a PDF and it's ready to go. I didn't have to trace this or anything. It was ready to go because it was a PDF that was designed in a vector-based program. So it comes already with the paths. You just have to have the right program to open it up. So that is another thing that we teach is understanding your file types, understanding how files work. If you guys aren't a part of my academy, I don't know what you're waiting on. This is things that my students get every single month to where they're starting to get a full understanding of graphic designing and how designing works and how programs work and understanding files and what do you have to do to get those files to work how you want them to work. Thank you. May I ask why videos I have saved are now showing private? I saved them to go back. Is there any way I can see them? Thank you in advance. So I wish there were some videos where they had other products displayed in them. other names were mentioned in them, and I ain't got time to go through and try and edit videos. Y'all know I don't like editing videos anyway. So a lot of them came down. My algorithm was also messed up. I needed to figure out if it was titles. I have slowly been bringing them back. Now, if it is a live video that you have watched before, most of those won't come back because that also messes up the algorithm of my channel. For me to have so much content, and if there is no engagement, there's no views on it, it knocks down the algorithm because it's like it's saying you're producing a bunch of content that no one cares about. So if it was a video, like live videos, normally I'm on and I'm doing Q&As and they're much longer. You guys are very engaged, but most people don't really go back to watch them. Or if it's a new person, like they'll look at it and say, oh, damn, this was 3 hours. I'm not going to sit here and watch a 3-hour video. I don't know what, they don't want to watch a 3-hour video to find the information that they're needing. It's different when it's live. So those would not be brought back. They're saying on my channel for now, because if I just delete them, it messes with my view count. It messes with so much analytics. It also makes, if I delete it too soon, I don't get paid for it because there's nothing there for them to track. So I put them on private because I don't want it to mess up my analytics. So that's why some of them went to private. It's a couple different reasons, and some of them eventually will be completely deleted. I also found out some Disney quotes, or even the word onesies, because yes. So onesies is a product line. So that is that's branded around their product. So yes, that is trademark. Certain quotes and like popular ones from movies, if it's an entire brand that's built around it, then yes, those are trademarks. But just regular lines in a movie, normally they aren't copyrighted. Like the entire script, like you have to basically redo that movie exactly as is with that same script to be violating the copyright of that movie. That script is copywritten. The characters and the likenesses of people are trademarked. So there are certain words that can be used. You can go and use certain quotes. Not every line of a movie is trademarked, but if they have taken something and it's like a catchphrase and things like that, and they've built a brand around it, normally they will go and they will have that trademarked. And there are certain words like onesies that is. I know someone was trying to trademark Cocoa Bomb, hot chocolate bombs, the word bomb. You cannot trademark. They can apply for it, but eventually it will be rejected. So once they go and say, oh, I have a trademark. No, you've applied for a trademark. Doesn't mean that it's been approved. So you have to understand how that works as well. Can you still use free clip art from the internet? You can use anything in Silhouette. Silhouette, again, does not care. They are just a graphic designing program. Photoshop is not going to stop you from opening up a Disney file, a Disney image, Illustrator, because their people, like their designers, are designing in these programs as well. Silhouette not going to care where you got that file from. Like, that's not on them. Hey, we have no responsibility. We are not held liable for anything that you do with the program just because we provided the design program. We're not telling you what you can and cannot. We're going to allow you to open up whatever, because we don't know who has permission to use something and who doesn't. So they cannot restrict people from opening up certain files. So you can open up whatever you want. My class knows something that happened in our class. You got to join the class for that. But there are just know that you can open up whatever you want in any of these programs, and anything can be traced, anything can be recreated, anything, even if you manually trace it, anything can be recreated. It's on you. It's, if you have it, it's yours and you have legal right to it. It's on you to go after each and every person. And if your pocket's not long and deep, like some of these big companies, these multi-billion-dollar companies, people are going to get away with it because they know that you don't have the reach to sue them and to sue every single person that does it. To be truthful, to be honest, Disney really don't care that y'all using their stuff. It's when it becomes known to them, because if they went after every single person, they'd be out of a lot of money. But it's once things are presented to them and it's something that's like in the public eye, or like with that daycare, which I thought was really, really stupid when they went after them just for having the pictures painted on there. The kids want to see it. The kids enjoy looking at it because their parents have probably contributed to your billions of dollars, and you're going to trip on a school. I don't really like it when they mess with schools. Like if they want to have a fundraiser, they want to show a movie, you got to get a certain license. You have to pay them to show a movie to people, if any type of money. So it was a fundraiser. Like they just wanted to come together. Hey, let's just have a wholesome family night. We're going to watch Lion King. Well, if Disney gets wind of the fact that you brought a bunch of people to a cafeteria or to a field, and you had a big projector, there was food being sold there were donations given for it, they're going to then sue them, and then they're going to want them to pay it's not a fee like going to a movie theater, but then you end up having to pay a fee just for a fundraiser. So it's like, I raise money to give it to Disney when y'all rich as hell. I don't get that. And sometimes that is what makes me mad about companies. You're the big dog. You have a lot of, it's not like they opened up a movie theater and they're running this movie and they're making all this money off of it. It was for a fundraiser, and you still want them to pay. Stuff like that does bother me about some of these companies. When sublimating, how do you design with glitter only in some places and the rest is normal? Do you vinyl over the sublimation in the glitter spots? And second question, do you have a favorite program to convert JPEGs, PNGs? I use Silhouette Studio. So Silhouette Studio mainly. My next one would be Illustrator, then Corel Draw, then Affinity Designer. But I mainly do those things in Silhouette Studio. I don't use any apps. Most times when you're taking an image, it's just a JPEG, and it's like its colors are close to each other. Can't really define where. The results are horrible. So some things you will have to manually recreate yourself and to create that SVG to make it a vector file. But yes, so let's say if you wanted to, let's see, who can I do? Let's go to, which one has, all right. So I'm going to take this picture of Barack Obama. Paste. Let's go back over here. Let's go to here and get rid of this. So you would have to manually, trace those areas. Well, first, if I don't want all of this, I would use remove.bg to remove his picture from here. I'm going to show you guys the majority of this image is something that's not going to pick up. Right here might pick up. So without using remove.bg or remove background type program, this is a little trick that you can do. So I'm just going to take a line and I'm going to trace out the side of his body. I'm going to make that white, and I'm going to increase the thickness on it. Well, let's try and go all the way up to maybe 6. Because what I'm doing is I'm creating separation where there's color, and color is actually touching his jacket. Okay. I want to bring it up just a little bit though. So now I can go in here and I can go to trace, put my box around it, and it's going to create that separation. So as I increase my threshold, oh wait, I have to also think about this bottom part right here. All right, I'm going to take this up just a little bit. All right, I have my open area here. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take a line and go up through there. And I'm going to take another line and go across here. I'm going to make both of those lines. Well, the other one I did white to block it off. I need to close this area. So these are going to become black, and we're going to give it a little weight, not too much. I'm going to put this back. And now that's closed off. This part is closed off. So I can now go trace and detach. I could just moved him. So now I have him where he's separated. That was the first. Now let's say I wanted his jacket and I wanted that part to sparkle. I wanted his tie. I now have to create this section as a separate piece that I can cut from vinyl, because as of right now, his entire body would cut from vinyl. So what I would have to do is make a copy of his entire like the entire image, and then I would have to isolate the areas that I want to be a vinyl cut. A couple different ways you can do that. I'm just going to do it the quick way, just to use the knife tool. It wouldn't be necessary the method that I would use, because the knife tool is going to leave somewhat of a gap, but you could definitely use the knife tool. And even if I just do deselect, I mean, I could use this. I'm going to deselect auto apply. We're going to go to curve. And then I'm going to come in through here. I'm going to go up because his shirt goes up. I'm going to try and get as close to this as possible. Oh, you know what else I could have done? Girl, Shakia, you're doing seem too much. Let's go over here, select trace area, because his shirt is light. This part is light. This part is dark. Boom. There we go. I didn't have to do all that. We're just going to hit trace. I'm going to threshold just a little bit to pick up the entire tie, because I may want to do that also. I'm going to hit trace. I'm going to click on here, fill it with color so that I can release compound path, hold down shift, click, click. I'm going to click his tie, delete everything. Oops. Oh, that was connected. So I have to, let's delete. This is connected right here. So I have to use my edit points. Ooh, it's connected in a few places. This entire thing, I think. Yes, it is. So we're going to split right there. We're going to split right there. Oh, wait, I don't have it on auto. So let's go here, apply. Come on. Apply. Apply. Okay. So now I can delete this. I can adjust the edit points for this. Delete those points. I could probably clean this up a little bit, but basically what happens now is these are my cut files. And I think I created some open spaces here. So let's delete that part and delete right here. Okay. This is my printed file. These are my cut pieces. So these will be cut from heat transfer vinyl or glitter heat transfer vinyl. You're going to place that where you want it to go. And then when it comes to your printed piece, I've done several videos when it comes to like creating those cut areas so it'll line up. So then you would take your printed piece and put it on top. So on the shirt, the rest of his body will be, when you see it, it'll just look like, it's going to look like this. It's just that this area will now be on glitter. If you wanted to do his hair, you have to go in and trace his hairline so that that becomes a file that you can cut. So that is how you separate those. That's the first time anyone has ever asked me that question. And that's something I've seen a lot. It's a lot of stuff that I could show you, but I've tried to answer the questions that you guys have. If you don't answer the question, if you don't ask the question, you're never going to get the answer. That's the first time I've seen that. It was more so popular with like Nipsey Hussle. And so many people were doing that. And I'm like, I've been waiting for that question for the longest. And people just don't ask it. How do you account for merchandise that you mess up in business? It's a part of business. when you are pricing. This is something that I teach in my creative business classes. And when it comes to profit by the numbers, I'm not going to give you everything that we discuss in there in that full breakdown. But when you are pricing, you have to account for your mess ups. So that way, if you do mess up an item or two, you're not totally in the red because from the other item. So now you've basically broken even almost for when you made one that it's perfect and you have one that's messed up. They will kind of cancel each other out, or maybe like for every two that you make successfully, it cancels out that one that was messed up. So that is how you should be pricing. People always ask questions about pricing. I see people say this whole pricing calculator. I'm like, that means absolutely nothing. I teach my students truly about pricing and everything that you should consider when pricing your sales. Like if you're going to run a sale, accounting for mistakes, accounting for materials, accounting for your time, accounting for your design. There's a lot that goes into this, and people don't want to pay, but they have to realize you're running a business. If it's just you, it's a side hustle, it's just something to make a little pocket change, it's totally different. But in business, you have a lot of overhead, and your products have to cover that overhead. In business, you want to have them separate and you want to pay yourself. But the money that you're like you are, like they say, like an employee, you are someone that your business is supposed to be able to pay out. So that is an expense that a business technically has a value. It is like you have business that are valued at $1 million, $1 billion, $100,000, 500K. That doesn't mean that they have that kind of money just sitting around. In a business, the goal is not to save money. The goal is to continue to run a business. Your profit pays for your supplies. It pays for your employees. It pays for your rental space. So people go and like, oh, I can't do this, whatever. Like, you making money. You're just thinking about it wrong and how you're thinking about business and where that money is supposed to go. You're thinking that it's for your personal savings. No. Once you pay yourself out, that's on you to manage the money that is for you. Your salary from your business, that's on you to manage that. But your business is not losing money when you have to buy supplies. Your business is not losing money when you have to ship. Your business is not losing money when you have to pay yourself or you have to pay your rent. That's what the business is for. Your business makes a profit to pay all of that overhead. People have it twisted in what they think business is. And that is the problem. And so many people just teach this surface level of what business is, and they're not really teaching what business is. Your walking billboard shirts, do you list them as advertised in business expenses? What do you mean? Hold on. Your walking billboard shirts, do you list them as for advertising? Yes, you can kind of have, like, if you're going to make something, we say, like, everything should be like, a write-off. So when you're making shirts for yourself, they're going to be, if you took the inventory, you didn't make any money off of it. In your business, that's not an advertising of a shirt. You purchased the materials. So when you're itemizing for the items that you have purchased and you're putting all that down, that is under your receipts. You should have a receipt because you purchased a shirt. You purchased ink. You purchased paper. You purchased vinyl. So that's already accounted for. Now, if you are making something and you're like giving it away and stuff like that, then there's a total difference in that. And if it was given away like for advertising purposes and stuff like that, and the value of it, then you can't claim it. But you don't claim just the fact that you made yourself a shirt to be a walking billboard, because you're claiming that already in the fact that you purchased that for your business. That was inventory that you had to buy. That could have been for a sale, or it's made for you to do other things with it. So it's, again, really understanding how tax things work, how your deductions work when you are buying supplies. How do you categorize that? If you take a class and it's for your business. It's tax deductible. My students understand that. The class that they take for me to help them with their business, to teach them for graphic designing and stuff like that, it's tax deductible. You have to spend money to make money. Very much so true. This is why you are the professor. Would have never thought to do that. Think you learn something new every time I watch you. How do your classes work? Do you have to watch it at the time, or can you watch it at a later time? You can watch them. So we have scheduled days where, if it's an a la carte class, like, when I did the ones for graduation stoles, if it's like my memberships, and we have sessions every single month. So whatever it is, whenever that class is advertised as being the live day, that day you're able to attend live. You're able to follow along if you want, ask questions, see me do it in real time, and I break it all down. But you don't have to try and retain all of that, because the playback is available for you, and you have lifetime, or the lifetime of the site. So unless, God forbid, something happens and the hosting site for me, if they go belly up and they remove their site, then I don't necessarily have that content on there. I would have to choose another site, but that's also why I spend a lot of money for backups. I don't delete my videos. This is why I now have to buy another WD My Cloud that's just going to be the hub for videos, because now it's taking up a lot of space, because I do 10 classes per month. 10. A part of my membership. Not other people doing them. Me, her, she. 10 classes per month. So that's a lot of video content. So I have to get a WD My Drive just for my video content, because if I'm telling someone they have lifetime access, I am at the mercy of Thinkific, which is my hosting site for my classes. If somebody robs them blind, somebody goes and they hold all of their content ransom, people still paying for my content. I got to be able to go move this somewhere else. So these are things that, again, as a business person and knowing what business you're in, you have to have provisions in place for basically everything. So yeah, you do have access to watch them anytime you want, in the middle of the night, if you want to watch them. You want to watch me instead of watching CBS, NBC, Fox, any ESPN. You want to watch a girl? You got access to my videos. Oh, well, dang it, my moderator. I gotta make somebody else a moderator. Well, hello, Money Mike. How art you? How art thou? And block you. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna go ahead and block you, but I'm sorry, not over here. Okay, keep your personal opinions to yourself, you troll. All right. I answered that question. You can use whatever you want in Silhouette Studio. Now, whether or not you have permission, anything that's on the internet, you can find it and you can pull it off the internet for free. Doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's free use. If it is a Disney character, I can go right now. I can do a search and I can find all the Disney characters I want, and I will be able to right click and copy it and paste it in Silhouette Studio the same way I just did this Obama image. I can go in and save it. If it is not something that is royalty free, or if it's not something from, a site where it's like they're offering freebies, but they're telling you that you have a license to use it, you can still be held liable, and you can get into some serious, there's repercussions, and consequences and repercussions if it is something that belongs to someone else. The internet offers a lot of free things, even things that are technically like it's advertised as you need to pay for this. But as businesses, we have to provide images of our products. Anyone can go in and take, I have a thumbnail. It says clear as day that it's something that's for sale. It's under a website where it's made for selling. But anyone can go in there at any point and take any of the images, right click them, copy them, and they can go in and trace them. They can go in and I see people do all the time. They'll take shirts. People have mock-ups of their shirts. Now that's one thing. Anybody who's ever contacted me can tell you. They send me something and it's a mock-up. Oh, how can I get this off of here? I suggest you either recreate the file or you go buy the file. The one thing I will never, ever, 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 ever help anyone do is to remove something that's a mock-up and like, okay, how can I take this out of the mock-up? I've seen people do live videos showing people how to do that. That's just wrong. Showing people how to work around like, you know, certain, like people's watermarks on certain things. Now, I will say, like, there's times where I've gone and taken an image and it's just like, okay, it's just a heart. It might have something over it. I'll probably trace that heart because I'm being lazy. I don't want to find a heart, but I'm not going to ever go and take someone's full-on design. Because a lot of times you see those, it's because they've put elements. They've paid for 1, 2, 3 PNGs or SVGs, and they've put text with it, and they've made their own layout. I can't stand when I see people do that. If you use a subscription from Creative Fabrica, can we make it with some of the props? Wait, what do you mean? Can we make it with some of the props? Anything that you get on Creative Fabrica. Now they are a site where you're not gonna ever, I don't think I've ever seen like anything licensed on Creative Fabrica. It's normally things that are made by certain artists and it's their artwork. I don't think I've ever seen. Yeah, it's like Wicked Mouse. Yeah, they've never had on their site, they don't have any licensed characters on there because they do off like you anything that you get off of there, you have commercial use licensing for it. So anything that's on there, you have your subscription, even if it's something under the free one, as long as you purchased it from them, you are able to use that in any way that you see fit. If you're making a centerpiece, you're making labels, stickers, a shirt, a logo, or whatever, you have free commercial use licenses with what you get off of Creative Fabrica. Because yeah, you're not gonna find anything on their site that's copywritten or trademark. Yeah. Basically, you will get in trouble with trademark, etc. Just using elements from Creative Fabrica. Yeah, you can use those. You won't get in trouble for those. Hi, Professor. I have one problem I have not been able to figure out. Please help. How can I save my designs and silhouettes to have a clear background so that I can put it on a mock-up to showcase it? It's called Trace. Trace and detach, or simply use a program like remove.bg, which will remove the background for you, or you simply trace it. I just showed that like when I did trace and detach with the Obama image. Every image is going to be different in how you remove the background from it. If it's just something that's straight white, you just want to increase your threshold and you want to remove the background, trace and detach, which will allow you to delete that background and then you can put it on your mock-up. But if you're designing it in Silhouette Studio, you probably should have done that when you set up your design. What's the best program for Silhouette for blinging layout? Like, what do you mean? Like doing a rhinestone? Is that what you're talking about? You have to have at least Silhouette Studio is not the greatest for rhinestones. There are better programs. It's a pretty decent one, but how it lays out the stones is pretty gappy sometimes. It's not very intuitive, but you can do a lot of basic stuff with Silhouette Studio, but you do have to have one of the paid upgrades. So all of them have the rhinestone template maker in it. So whether it's designer, designer plus, or business, they all have the rhinestone feature. Good morning. When using Easy Subly, how do you sublimate before applying it to the shirt? Do you press it to the Teflon to make sure all things? I don't recommend doing it to Teflon because Teflon, if when you're doing that, you will have like, well, the ink is right to the edge. Teflon is poly. It will hold on to that. And when you're starting to use it on other items, it will transfer. So you use parchment paper. Parchment is non-stick. So if you watch any of my videos where I've done that, I have several videos where I've done the Easy Subly glitter cardstock. I mean, when I just did these last night, eventually I didn't care anymore because it was hard taking the care sheet off. So I started putting them. This is butcher paper. Butcher paper, it will stick to it. The other elements, like these, that I can now have just this piece is not stuck to it, that was put on parchment paper. Parchment paper is non-stick. So you can put it on here and press it to it beforehand. Now you don't have to. Now, only time I really do this method where I press it beforehand is if it's going on colored polyester. Even if it has 3% of polyester, HTV does not have dye block. And if you watch any of my videos, when I do that, I don't just show it and I just, okay, yeah, you can do this and you press it. I explain that. So in 93.65% of my videos, I don't know if y'all caught that, I explain why you have to do something a certain way. So if it's a colored polyester, that's really the only time is where I create what I call a glitter, or if I'm going to just sell it that way, I create a glitter patch or transfer or easy subly patch. And I would put it on parchment paper and create it. And I can take that and I can press it to whatever I want. A year down the line, I can go back and press that to something because the adhesive has not settled and it's not stuck to anything. So I'll still be able to press it. If you're pressing to colored polyester, that ink will release once it's heated up at that high of a temp, like what you need for sublimation. Even with our paper is one of the lowest temperatures you can use, 365 in most applications. On my heat press, I can actually do 360. Oh, you can actually go lower than that. Because if you watched last night, we sublimated this right here. Wait, is this the one? Okay, no, this one right here. These were sublimated at 349 degrees, right? It's cute. Colors popping, right? But then Shakira, the professor, read the instructions and they said, girl, you got to do 330. 330? Okay, I understand that maybe for like just a little vinyl, because you know most times you're not using it. That they didn't make it for you to sub to it. It was just for you to cut your little design and then just go ahead and put it to the shirt, right? So they said 330, 15 seconds. Oh, wait a minute. Hoppo, that don't work for sublimation. I know you see it. Them colors popping. Hey. And this was 330, child, 15 seconds. I was like, oh, it does work. Maybe them people know what they talking about their product. Now, some of them, it was better on others. Some of them, it didn't come off. Like this is one at 340. It wasn't coming off. But I was like, damn, 330. Look at that. I was like, oh, wow. She says that voice always cracks me up and I go and I talk like that. So yeah, like I will create them like something like that. If I was going to put this on something that was polyester, if you use the higher temperatures, it's going to bleed through. And if you let it sit there for 30 seconds, it's going to bleed through. So you create the patch first at the right temperature and time for it to attach to the Easy Subly, the glow in the dark HTV, the glitter HTV, and then you drop the temperature on your heat press for the actual application, because Easy Subly applies at like 315. Glitter heat transfer vinyl applies at 325. Regular, well, you can't really use smooth, but these they would apply at 330. So you're able to then drop the temperature to apply this at the right temperature so that you minimize the amount of dye that's going to come through it. So there are different times, like there'll be different reasons where you would press it beforehand or press it on. If it's a regular cotton shirt, even if it's colored, you can just tack your Easy Subly down and then put your print on top. You don't have to do the 2 steps. Let's see. Yes, Professor, I can trace, but which file format is the right one to save the design? It depends on what you're using it for. If you are wanting it to be a cut file, like whatever you're doing, so like you really don't have to save anything outside, like as a different file type. If you're doing everything in Silhouette, you're going to design it there. You're going to print it from there. you're going to cut it from there. Whatever you do on that screen is ready to go for whatever method you want to use. You can size it, you can print it, you can cut it, you can do whatever you want. You only have to worry about saving it as a different file format if you're going to take it outside of Silhouette Studio. So as far as like your mock-up, if you're wanting to put that on your website, you would save that as either a PNG or a JPEG, depending on how you want it to look. If you want it to be where it has a transparent background on your website, and whatever background your website has is what fills in that background, then you save it as a PNG because it'll have a transparent background. If it's something that's solid color, you'll save it as a JPEG. So it depends on how you plan to use it, which will determine how you save it. So just for mock-up purposes, most times it's just a JPEG. If it is a file that you're trying to sell, like for someone on Cricut to cut, you save it as an SVG. If you're going to open up another vector program, you save it as a PDF. Or if I'm going to submit a design to FM Expressions, 613 Originals, and places like that, I need it to be in the exact size that it needs to be in. So I save it as a PDF. You have to understand what the next use is well, you'd have to know what all of the save options are. And then once you're trying to do whatever, like I can make one design, but still need it to be saved in 1,000 different formats. So you have to understand that part of it. Thank you so much. I was looking for the video, but couldn't find it. I'm pressing to cotton like, can't find it. God. What's that? SILAHOLICS Anonymous month. There's a whole video for Easy Subly. I did like Easy Subly, Glitter HTV. I think I even did Principal Transfer. So it's in SILAHOLICS Anonymous month. I just did one not too long ago. So it's the same process. All of those are the same. Whether it's you're watching a video for Easy Subly, if I'm talking about sublimation to glitter, heat transfer vinyl, even sublimation to glow in the dark, all of those concepts apply for all of them. It's the same thing. The only thing that's different is what you're pressing to. I will once I'm still in the research phase. Like I'm not just gonna throw it out there. Okay, yeah, I did them, but it's the research phase. There were 5 different, no, let me see. These are all one brand, but they're 5 different ones, and some of them didn't do well. This is 2 different brands. No, this is 3 different brands here. I still have 4 more coming. So I understand y'all excited. I'm not just going to throw something out there. Once I go and I make the list of what is what the right temperature is, then y'all will get that information. Or y'all can do like I did and spend $200 on a bunch of stuff from Amazon and also run test. But no, I will have it out, but I'm not just going to throw it out because I'm still in research. I'm going to stop sharing my research, y'all. That's what I'm going to stop doing because then y'all want to bug me. I know her though, but so I know she needs to know. She wants to know which one it is. But I do my research. I don't put anything. I don't put my stamp of approval on anything. I don't put my name behind it unless I test it. I haven't washed those yet. So yeah, these may have worked really well. Yeah, it's up perfectly. Oh, they glow. Oh, honey. Let me show you the glow. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I didn't get a chance to post it. I started watching TV and then I went to bed. But oh, honey, let me show. Y'all see that? Look at them. Look at them. Ooh. 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 But I still have to put them underwater. I'm going to take one of my scrap pieces. So the next step in this testing is to put it on, like put some of these, I'm going to not use those. I'm probably going to put HS ink on them. Is to put them on a shirt. It's wash day today and tomorrow for Even. So I'm going to try and get them done today. That way he can put them in the wash and I can see how they are once they get washed and heat and all that stuff. Do they fade? Do they blur out? So I'm going to run several tests before, because I'm like, oh, you're going to do it, going to give it to your client, and then a couple weeks later, it's going to all blur and fade. Well, the professor said, well, no, the professor told you she was testing. Now, you wanted to be fast, and you just wanted to know just off that one. It's a lot of testing that goes into place to play before I recommend anything to anybody. I got to wash test it. I got to, run water over it. I like for certain things to sit for a little bit. But see, y'all gonna make me stop sharing my testing with y'all. Where is that? See, like, this is one of the things where I don't think I'm ever gonna pull that. I'm not gonna put that video back up. Or if I do, like, or I think one of these, though, it's not even on my channel. I think I did it when I was on Crafts and Combos. I think I made this one when I was on Crafts and Combos, but it subbed great in that moment. But since then and over time, it faded and it's blurred. So it took the ink, but it's not like, if you gave this to your client, they're going to be pissed. Like, in a couple weeks, it now looks like this. So I'll sit on things. People ask me about transfer paper. I've had some transfer paper that I've tried and I let it sit there and now it looks like crap. Like, just from sitting there, it means you can't print right away. So that's what I do as the professor and as the researcher. I don't, just because I try it, I don't go and say, oh, yep, hey, this works. There's a lot more steps before I put my stamp of approval on it. I don't know. I will check and see. I thought I put it on there, but if not, I will go and put it up. Because, yeah, I still have to upload. I mean, it's so many videos. It's been so many of them back to back. I haven't had a chance to label them, which is why I do love the fact that I'm starting to do the whole YouTube link thing now, because I haven't been able to go in and separate those videos and upload them. It really depends on which one you're using. So these were ones where technically it took the sub ink. These did not have to be laminated. When we first pressed these, it was nice and bright and vibrant. So we did not have to put anything on it, but it did not remain that way. There are going to be some where it's not going to take the sub ink well at all. So you would have to put laminate. It's, again, knowing your materials. The best thing to do, if it's something that you want to sell, laminating stuff is real cute for personal items, maybe things that you're giving away for free. But if you're in business, everything shouldn't be like, okay, of course you don't want to spend an unnecessary amount of money for things. The whole purpose of business is to make money. You want to be able to buy, well, you start to save when you buy things in bulk. If you buy things wholesale, you buy things straight from the manufacturer. That's where you get those savings and you get the cheaper pricing, but you're still spending more money because you have to buy a certain amount. We'll get paper, ink, dirt cheap. It's going to seem like it is cheap, but then they hit you with what the minimum is. Our syringes and needles. We could order a small amount from Amazon. Once we wanted to, get those and have those come in with our ink and stuff like that. Yeah, the amount that each syringe costs is really nothing. But then when they tell you that, oh, well, at that price, you have to buy at least 2,000 of them. Oh, okay. So we just end up having 2,000 syringes. Well, our order is actually going to be more than that. That was a bad example because we actually order like maybe 3,000 anyway. So that was actually a bad example. Well, probably order more than that. Probably closer to 5,000 syringes. And not the needles. The needles we have yet to find a vendor overseas, so we still buy those stateside. But we still buy them in bulk, but we buy them stateside. So you can find stuff cheaper, but you're gonna end up paying. So when you're doing business, you want to find a blanks vendor that has journals and notebooks and stuff like that have been tested. They have sat for a while. If it's going to be, if it's not going to fade. So yeah, we can go to 5 and below. We paid $5 for this. Now somebody else may have on their website, they have some blank some Sublimation journal blanks, and they are $8, $7. You can't trip about $3 because yeah, this was $5 and you want to go and you want to sell this for 30, 40 bucks to someone. And then in a couple weeks, it looks like this. That's not good. You know, now you've hurt your reputation and your brand and your business when you could have just paid that extra $3 for the one that came from an approved sublimation vendor, something that was made for sublimation, and you're not going to have this issue. I'm excited about your testing. I have glow in the dark in my Amazon cart. So, I mean, I can't tell you the ones that just did not work was well, this particular brand did not work in the one that is not, that's green. Their one that has blue on it, that's like the glow in the dark blue, it does work, but their regular green one doesn't. The what was that one? This brand, of course, the blue and the green works great. And then there are two other ones that work okay, and one of them doesn't. So just because you have it in your cart, not all of them. You have to remember, Amazon is a marketplace. There are different vendors. It's not Amazon glow in the dark. It's different vendors. So you may have it in your cart, but it may not work if it's one of those brands where it doesn't work. Just refer to your cover sheet, Pat. All the information is on our cover sheet. I did not leave anything off of the cover sheet. It explains everything on there. So if you guys are ever in doubt, always go back to the cover sheet. If you don't know what your cover sheet is, you've lost it, it's available on our website. You can go and download it for free. There's also an image right on our website that has all of the information right here. So you can right click and you can copy that image and you can print it off. You can paste it somewhere. Actually, it's also on our home page. You scroll all the way down to the bottom and there is the updated cover sheet instructions, and you're able to copy that. You're able to save it. So right click, save image as. You're able to save that to your computer and print that off if you don't have it. Or under each of our papers, you can update it cover sheet. Just go ahead, add that to your cart. It's free. You're going to check out and you're going to get the PDF version of that. But for the rolls, it's always the top. Please post my Cashapp is always in my videos also. So if you ever go to the description, I'm going to put it on the screen, which I really want to change that name because I no longer use Elite Printing Creations at all. I don't use that at all. But oh my God, look at how this had me looking. Oh my gosh. Wow. But I know it's a long list, but at the bottom is our contact info for our email address, our mailing address, and gifts of love and thank you can be sent to paypal.me, Silaholics Anonymous, or Cash App, Elite Printing Creations. That was my, oh wait, you can't see it because of my big old head. Hold on. Oh wait, there it is. See, it's always on all of my videos. Hey girl, hey, was just talking about you. I spoke you up, child. Shouldn't you be grading some papers or putting in grades? Y'all still, oh no, wait, no, you're in Broward. Y'all are off today. Only Dade schools are out today. Yeah, I got all my kids here because it's a teacher planning day for Dade schools. How can I change hairstyles on an image? It's hard to find short blonde haired images. I would love to be able to change or make my own. Is it like PNG type image or like one that you're going to color in, like you're going to fill it in with color. It really depends, again, on the image. It's not going to be like a like you can't weld it. If you're doing it in Silhouette Studio, you just have to find that image of the hair. Hopefully it matches the shape of your base image, and you're going to trace it out, and you're going to just pretty much layer it on top and group it together to print it out. Only programs like Photoshop, where you can weld the layers and it will just take over that layer, it will make it one. But you cannot weld in Silhouette Studio. That weld works totally different. Weld in a vector-based program and a layered or bitmap program like Photoshop are two totally different features. So it really depends on what the actual look you're going for, which will determine which program you use and how you do it. Subbing to the canvas, what, with the laminate? I mean, yeah, because I mean, there's the one where I did my aunts, I did a poster. Yeah, those should still be up. It's just laminate and pressing it. But if I'm not mistaken, at least I know the poster one is back. I think the one when I made the canvas of my the one during SILAHOLICS Anonymous month is one I made for my aunt. That is definitely up. I didn't take the ones for SILAHOLICS Anonymous month. I put those back up because that I knew that was all our content. No one else's content was in there, and that was the whole purpose of that. So that one during Sublimation week for the campus stuff, that should still be up. Oh, we're jet setting. Well, have a safe trip. Does that mean are you doing crafts and combos tonight? For permanent vinyl, I only use Oracle 651. That's all I ever use is Oracle 651. It's not for printing, but just for regular cut for tumblers, I only use Oracle 651. Awesome. That's dedication. You out on vacation, you are out of town, yet you're still going to do crafts and combos. That is dedication. They serve different purposes. So Walmart has things that Target doesn't have. Target has stuff that Walmart doesn't have. So they serve different purposes, whichever one I'm closest to. But for me, Walmart is closest. So most time I'm going there. I know that was a trollish question, but I'm going to answer because they put it there. All right. So we've been on for an hour and a half. Don't want to keep you guys unnecessarily. And I have an office to finish. I plan to do certain videos today, but my kiddos are here and it's hard with them here. So I don't know. I feel like I've done so many videos. I mean, I know there are a lot of channels and it's, doesn't matter if they do a shirt one time, 1,000 times, they'll make video content for it. That can be helpful, but it can be hurtful with like numbers and stuff. But I feel like I've done pretty much. I don't think there's anything that like craft wise, as far as like within my realm of doing stuff. I mean, you guys have plenty of content of me making chip bags, making centerpieces, doing printing cuts, making stickers, submitting to shirts, submitting to keychains, doing tumblers. I don't know what else to do. I did a video with my graduation stoles. We did my mother's backdrop. So I don't know what else to do. I'm always sitting here like, okay, what else to do? Like I can go, okay, so watch me work, watch me do these shirts, like for an order, but I don't know. So yeah. She says, I hope to see you later, please. I don't know. Like I think I'm gonna just go ahead and take like start the process now, because all of this stuff, it looks all pretty back here, but I have to take all of this down and move all of this to put the wallpaper up, because my goal is to have that done before Sunday. So I might just start that now versus waiting till later, because the kids are here and that's free labor. I can put them to work. The mini cups. I don't like that. That's stuff that I don't do. Like, that's not my type of crafting. Like, that kind of stuff, I don't really see the benefit. I don't see the purpose of that. I don't see how I can market that. That's too much work. Where you're doing like the one, that's the one with the spackle, right? Yeah, that ain't some stuff like that. Like that type of stuff. That's crafter stuff, and I no longer do that kind of stuff. And I probably would never do that. Like, I just didn't see. Gucci has a really good video like that, but craft stuff within, like I said, within what I do. I'm not that person that wants to try and do every single craft that's out there. And that's one that I have no desire to do. I am not going to do rhinestones a lot. There's just someone who I saw that had stones. That rhinestoning, as far as putting stones on stuff like that, that's not my ministry. I will not be doing those. That's team too much. I don't want to be like the baby's booty. She showed this volleyball that she has, and she literally has one panel done, 1.5 panels done. That's not my ministry. I cannot sit there. Hats off to all those who bling, but that's not my ministry. That's not what I desire to do. Now, when it comes to maybe like hot fix stones, I mean, I've done videos. I'm not a big rhinestone person. So you guys have to remember, I mean, some people, and as content creators, some people will just buy stuff just to create a video. But then it's like, where does it go? Do you give it away and all this stuff? I'm kind of glad the kids did not go to school today, because y'all remember that little trip I had to Dollar Tree yesterday? Let's just say the man that I'm married to don't know all them bags in my car. Had he had to take the kids to school this morning because I have a cheer mat, he would have saw all the stuff, because I'm going to figure out how to sneak it in this house. I have very good intentions on what I want to do with them and what I want to show with them, and hope that I'm able to do them. But when you do this stuff, right now, I forgot to monetize these videos. So I've been on for 1 hour and 37 minutes. Whoever has watched normally, like, it's like the live content, it's very rare that it's like a lot of people that watch afterwards, because it ends up being very long. So right now, I'm not getting into money. I'm not making not a quarter. Luckily, I have a business where, because we sell stuff, that still is, a business right off. When I'm going to buy stuff, I put it on my taxes, because that's for business purpose. Use it. But when I gotta go and buy, rhinestones and stuff like that, for stuff that I don't plan to do, that's, I need y'all to at least support and watch a video. So if I go and I buy rhinestones and I go and I teach it the professor way, I'm gonna need y'all to watch that video, because that costs me money to go buy rhinestones just for a video, then to buy sticky flock just for a video. So yeah, that's not one of my main. A lot of content creators will create content because, okay, I have no idea what's going on. There it is. Because they have those supplies in stock. So they're sharing with you their orders. They're sharing with you, like, they want to, like, there's craft stuff that they keep on stock, and they're just creating content from it. And I like to do that with anything that, if I got it here, if it's paper, if it's stickers, if it's sublimation, if it's stuff like that, things that I use all the time, I have no problem making content. But I do hesitate on purchasing things that I know will have no use. And then I'm trying to figure out, okay, where does this go? Because it's like one little thing. Where do I put this at in here where it's not going to look like I just have something thrown around? This is why my office is like this now. It's a lot of stuff in here. I got glitter to do glitter cups. I don't like glitter. I really don't. But I did some videos where I glittered some cups and showed different techniques. And now all this glitter here. And I wish it would go somewhere because I don't like glitter at all. Yes. Yes. I spent in the Dollar Tree. Add $20 more. And that's what I spent in the Dollar Tree. Not really. Not really. My problem is like I could have purchased like, okay, they had 3 different colors of these different like bowls, right? I could have easily just purchased one to do my video. I felt the need to buy all 3 patterns. Here lies the problem. I could have gotten just one coloring book to show that you can use the coloring books. I got like 10. I could have gotten just one of those mugs. I took all of the bears that they had, a few snowmen, and a few of the Santas. I'm gonna give them away. I really am. But for video purpose, I could have just got one of each. I took all them people bears. The bears are really cute. I took all of. I think I left one. No, I left 2. I'm probably only gonna make one Christmas. No, I needed 2. One to have a finished one, and then one to show. But I probably could have just purchased 2 ornaments. I purchased 5. I also brought a bunch of candy. Let's just say I don't know how I'm going to explain. And what I went in there for, I still didn't get. So I still have to go to another Dollar Tree because what I went in there for, I didn't get. Yeah, so it's hiding. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to disable the camera that's sitting on our driveway so that he can't see. That was the other reason why I didn't take it out and just try, because we got cameras. I'm going to have to disable the camera that's on the driveway as well as my doorbell camera. And then today I definitely can't bring it in because my nosy children are home. You walk in this house with a bag. Oh, Zion Imani needs to go through every single bag that you have. He assumes that you have candy in those bags, which I do, and he can't find those. So until my mother comes to get my children, I still can't bring them bags in the house because my kids here, unless I conveniently send them to the backyard. Because my kids seem to think that whenever I bring something in the house, that it's okay for them all to go through. So all the rattling of the bags, I can't just come and just hide them. Then where I would normally hide them, I'm about to put my kids to work because they're going to help me clear out this office so I can put up my lovely wallpaper. So where am I going to hide it at? Here lies the dilemma in me spending $70 in the Dollar Tree. So yeah. such a, oh my God, you such a snitch. You're such a snitch. No, I didn't even get what I needed. No, at all. Leo birthdays, like that. I got a whole, like, that's like, y'all pass. Y'all, I get y'all, I get Leo next year. Our sub paper has never been out of stock. That's one thing we have pride ourselves on. Now, rolls is different, but our sublimation paper has never not been in stock. Let's see. I brought this printable permanent vinyl from Oracle. It's called Orajet Printable. Will that, so you cannot, so that's not a printable vinyl for a desktop printer. It is printable, but make sure, like, read what it says, because normally it will tell you it's for an solvent, or latex printer, meaning it's printable, but it is for like my Roland BN20. It's not for an Epson or any type of desktop printer. So that one is, because it's Orajet, most likely it's for the BN20. It's not for your regular desktop. I do. Yes, I do. But that's the thing. Like, I can't, because the kids are gonna come help me clear out this office. So yeah, and a big box. That's even worse. My kids see me walking every time Amazon come to our door. Zonnie Monty got to a point now where he know to go grab some scissors to cut the box open. My kids know sleep, okay, especially that 3-year-old. Have major problems. Oh yeah. Use the cups to put candy in for your son's class. So no, they're glass. I don't give children glass. I talked about that yesterday. I don't give kids glass. So but speaking of that, I still have to go back to get some more of those. Oh, that's what the other thing was. I brought way too many packs of pencils, because even though my niece is my niece, I can't create Christmas items for MJ to take to school, and Kristen does not have any. So I have to now buy stuff for 3 children to take to school. So I got a whole lot of pencils. I got some other items. I ordered okay, let me, my husband, I'm gonna have to delete this video because I forget my husband can go back and watch this. I also have, let's just say I might be in trouble when he see that stuff come here, because that stuff I can't hide, because it's coming via delivery truck, like is it UPS or FedEx, one of them, and he normally gets those packages. So yeah, I still got to go back. Like I said, I still got to go to the Dollar Tree and get all the stuff that I wanted and needed, and I spent $70, and I really can't do not a lot of what the $70 that I spent. So yeah, that's, I'm probably going to get my credit card taken away from me. Probably going to have internet access restricted, because yeah, I had fun shopping yesterday, online and in person. Oh, so that's I know, right? Stitching on myself. But no, I'm definitely going to do the video, like showing you guys how to take the coloring books and trace them and then, well, scan them and trace them and then be able to fill in the colors. I do plan to do that video. A lot of that stuff, though, is not even going to be public videos. It's going to be videos for my creative business people. Some of them you guys will get, but a lot of that stuff will be dedicated sessions that I'm going to have scheduled for next month for creative, like for my creative business students and master students, for like how to create and how to utilize them for different things. So you guys will see a portion of the stuff that I got, but the majority of it will be for my Academy members. So yeah. All right. So I'm going to go because I want to start. She's like, I'm over here laughing about, I'm laughing about, but I'm over here. My coworkers are looking at me like I'm crazy. And I told y'all I haven't been to the new Dollar Tree. That's the next stop. I gotta go back to that direction. Cause when I went to get my food, they played me. They charged me an extra $3 for my seafood egg roll, but gave me a chicken egg roll. I need my seafood egg roll. So I have to go back over there anyway. And the Dollar Tree is right across the street. So we going there too at some point today. Can you use the Dollar Tree foam boards for the sock templates? Technically, yes, but it's not the best because of the way that they're made. The Elmer's one, the thicker ones are better for it than the Dollar Tree ones, because the Dollar Tree ones, like their type of foam that's in there, is a little bit different and it doesn't compress the same way. Yes, you should use the Elmer's. All right, y'all. Let me get up out of here because I want to start doing this room. And I got to figure out, I want to come back. I do want to do some sort of demo today. I'm just trying to debate on what demo, and should it be a silhouette one, or should it be something that I could press or glue, or, you know, so if you have suggestions, you won't be able to watch, drop it in the live chat, come back to the video, drop some suggestions in the comments of the video, because I need to figure out what craft to do, or what activity, what skill set to do today. I have to go back though, because those cups, I had all these things, and MJ has 17 kids in his class. Chrissy has 16, I think she said, in her class. Zani Mani, I don't know how many people are in his class. I got to find out exactly how many kids are in his class. The canvases, I'm going to do the entire school. So that's 45. But I have to figure out how many kids are in his class for the Christmas stuff for him, because I ain't supplying 44 kids. That's just not just for one child. So yeah, so I got to go back, because those cups, yeah. And that, with MJ, I normally get their class roster. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, well, that's the thing that sucks. Yeah, I'll tell you about that. MJ actually do. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna do it for one kid, but MJ, with how theirs is, they split up like each grade level. So there's 2 classes, and some of his friends are in the other class, like they're not in the same homeroom. And I got caught like that one time too, where I purchased everything for his homeroom class and then still made some for his friends that are not in his homeroom class, but in the same grade, like they were with him from pre-K. And then everybody else, and the teacher was like, wait a minute, what about our class? And so I stopped doing that. So I kind of do the entire grade. So like I'll end up making stuff for the entire 5th grade. So MJ, for Christmas stuff, I'm going to end up doing a lot. Because I think y'all saw one time when I did the Capri Suns and I put the labels on there. I ended up having to make that for both 3rd grade classes. So yeah. All right, y'all. Let me get up out of here. Thank you so very much for joining me. Don't forget to visit our website, shop.silaholics.com, for all of your HSE products. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified whenever I release new content. Share this video out. Share the Facebook one, share the YouTube one. And until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. I just realized, what the heck? I shared this on my personal Facebook page. Folk that can actually tell my husband what I spent money on. Oh, shoot. I got to go delete now. Golly, I got to go, y'all. I got to go delete videos off of Facebook. I be dang. I'm pretty sure his mom and his brother just saw me say, I spent $70 and I'm going to disable the dang on camera. Lord, I'm going to be in trouble. Let me go delete this video. Bye, y'all.